In this lesson, guys, I will show you how to emit particles from object. So I will go to create and I will create a curve. I will go to curve tools and then I will choose EP curve. You can choose which one you want. Okay, so I will choose EP curve and I will click somewhere here, okay, to create the curve, and I will hit enter on the keyboard. And now by selecting the curve and then going to N particles, and now I will click on option box beside the emit from object, and I will go to edit and reset the settings. And now guys, you see here I have the emitter type. If I choose Omni and hit apply, I will show you what will happen now. So now if I click play, you see Maya created an emitter on every vertex. Okay, so if I selected the curve and I go to isolate, and if I right click and choose control vertex, you see here I have some vertices. Okay, so what the emitter type Omni do, creating an point emitter on every vertex. Okay, so I will undo that, or I can delete everything here from the nucleus to everything. Okay, so I will leave the curve, and now I will choose from the emitter type, I will choose a curve. So now if I hit apply and now click play, the reason is nothing happens, guys, because we forgot to uncheck that. Okay, the isolate. So as you see now I am emitting from the surface of the curve, okay, from every area. Okay, so let's close this one, and now if I go to emitter tab, guys, and here you see I have the rate. Of course you can change the rate, and here you have the spread. So if I hit play and increase the spread, as you see now the particles spreading more, and this is the speed. If I increase that, now the particles moving faster. Okay, let's leave it to 0, and here, guys, you see I have the speed random. If you increase the speed random, now you have some variation in the speed. Okay, and let's leave that at 0, and this is the tangent speed. If I increase that, now the particles will follow the tangent of the curve. Okay, so nothing happens because we need to increase the speed to 1 to see the result. As you see, the particles following the curve a little bit. Okay, and if I select the nucleus tab, guys, you see here I have the gravity. I can set that to 0, and now the particles not falling. Okay, and let's move the circle a little bit up. By the way, guys, after you emit the particles from the curve, you can still, of course, right click and choose control vertex and move the curve vertices around, and the particles will be updated, as you see. Very great feature. So let's select the nucleus, and here you see I have the air density. So let's see what that do for us. So for example, if I increase the air density, guys, as you see the particles freezing after a short time in the air. This is very nice effect. Okay, and the wind speed, if you, let's leave that to 1, and the wind speed, of course, if you increase that, you will have some wind. The reason is, guys, going the particles going in this direction in the x-axis, because if you look here I have the wind direction set to 1. Okay, so if I set that to 0 and set this one to 1, so the y is 1 now. Now the particles will move to the up. Okay, and let's set that to 0, and of course here you see I have the plane. So if I increase the gravity, and now if I hit play, Now as you see, now the particles colliding with the ground. Okay, and here guys you see I have the time attributes, so, or the scale attributes. So in the time attributes you can set when your particles want to be emitted. So for example, if I set this one to 20, now the particles will be emitted at 20 frame. Okay, and let's leave that to 1, and this is the time scale. If you see the particles, your particles are very fast, and this is the multiplier. So if you set this one to 0.1, now the particles will move faster. So this will be multiplied by every attribute you created here. Okay, of course you can increase that too. This is very useful. Let's leave it to 1. So now let's select the end particle and let's go to end particle shape, and here you see I have the radius. Okay, so in the particle size tab I have the radius. You can control the scale of the particles, and here you see I have the input max and radius scale randomize. So for example, if I set this one to randomize ID and increase that, you see now I am adding random radius to every particle. Okay, and here you see I can add more variation by controlling this curve. By the way, if you click here you can maximize the window. Okay, so let's create some effect here now. I will go to nucleus tab guys, and let's see here I will set this one to 0, and I will increase the wind speed, for example, to 1. Let's see if the particles will move. Okay, and the air density I will set it to 5. Let's see. Okay, it's good. And I will go to emitter, and then I will go to rate, and I will increase the rate about 200. Let's see if we have good amount of particles. Okay, so now let's create an expression here. So if I right click guys here and click on create new expression, now you see I have the expression editor. And by the way, if you don't see the expression editor or you want to edit that, you can go to window, and then I believe it's in animation editor. Okay, this is the expression editor. Okay, so after you right click here guys and create expression, I will copy this line, Control C and Control V. Okay, so now I will type equal to sign, open parentheses, and I will type time, and I will close the parentheses, and I will type semicolon, don't forget that, and I will click on create. So now as you see it turns yellow, and now guys the idea is to animate the radius scale randomize. Okay, so as you see nothing showing. So we need to scale that. So if I right click and click edit expression, the time is too slow, so I can multiply that by, for example, 5. And now if I hit edit, and now you see we have this effect guys. As you see the particles going bigger and smaller. But we have another problem here guys. If I go as you see now I have negative value. I don't want that. So if you right click and choose edit expression, and here I will type, let's increase the size a little bit. If I hold control on the keyboard guys and middle mouse scroll, you see I am making the text bigger. Okay, holding control and scroll, you can control the size of the expression. So I will type here AB S and open parentheses, and I will close that here too. So what this does, guys, converts the negative value to positive value. So now we will not see any negative value if I hit edit. Okay, so now we don't have any negative value. And as you see, we have some effects here. And of course, you can go and control the speed of the animation of the radius by coming here and set this one to 10, for example. Now you will see now the animation is faster. Okay, okay, so I will see you in the next lesson, guys.